Welcome, Amakhosi Network. Welcome to the channel. Today is that day where I take a deep dive into the game against Polokwane City and see where Chiefs went wrong and what Chiefs did right. That is what we're about to do today. But please like and subscribe and comment, guys. The views are down. So tell your friends, tell your uncle, tell your Makelwan to watch the channel. But let's get into it, guys. There's a lot of things I want to highlight in this game. My biggest takeaways from this game is the issue I have with Ranga. I still have the same issue. His movement and his runs are making him not get the chances that he needs to get because he gets to the box late and he doesn't sprint into the box. He's always doing this weird jog of his, and he's not acting like a striker. That's one thing I'll say. First frame, this part here, Modi gets the ball. Ranga, instead of running, because this is what I've been saying, Ranga did this only once in a game where he ran and pulled away a defender. So in this moment, Ranga gets the ball. He can see when Modi turns around, Mori is going to want to run into the space that Ranga is occupying now. So he's going to want to run. So in this moment, Ranga must not run towards Modi. He must run away from Modi and take that defender away from Modi to keep creating space for him and as well as Nkosi Ngcobo, who we can see at the bottom. But in the next frame, you will see that Ranga started running towards Umodi and he brought a defender with him. When he brought this defender with him, what happened is that Ranga closed space for himself and he closed space for Umodi. Because then basically Ranga ended up taking this ball and passing it back to Shanti or Dove, one of the two. But what I'm trying to make an example here is if Ranga ran straight, he was gonna pull the center back away from Umodi, giving Umodi enough time to carry the ball. Another thing that could have happened, and it didn't happen, is that if Ranga took the decision to come and pass back, Nkosi Ngcobo is meant to take up that space behind Ranga. He's meant to run behind Ranga. But you'll see a lot of the time, Nkosi Ngcobo and Matt don't make these decisions. Look at our three midfielders, Matt, Ngcobo, and Mteto. They are chilling in the middle of the park, but they are not doing anything. They don't anticipate things happening. Next frame, you will see in this frame, Ranga is now going backwards and is going, the move is finished. And this move here, what happened is that Polokwane ended up taking the ball and ended up going and crossing, and the guy almost scored, except for Bavuma doing a brilliant save. Yeah, next frame you can see as well, showing that Ranga has now passed the ball back to Shanti and the move is finished because now Polokwane City has taken over. Next move, this one Saile broke through. And what happened here, this is why I keep telling you guys that Ranga causes himself to not get chances. In this move, all of you can see Ranga is there, right? He's running towards goal. What I can tell you that you can't see is that Ranga is not sprinting towards goal. In this move, Ranga is meant to run, as you can see with the arrow I have here. Ranga is meant to run behind this defender who can't see Ranga. He's meant to run behind this defender and Saile will pass the ball right there by the 18 and it's a tap in for Ranga. But what does Ranga do? Next frame, Ranga decided to run behind that other defender at the top, meaning that Saile now felt like there's no opportunity for him to pass Ranga. So Saile decided to take a shot because there was no opportunity. But had Ranga this Ranga, where is he running to behind that defender? Like, it doesn't make sense to me. Why is the striker running? He's meant to be forcing his way in, and it's an easy tap in when Saile finds him. I always say this for strikers. You need to force your midfielders to pass you. Don't make them think. Make it an easy decision. Here, I'm telling you, you can be any player in the world, in Champions League or whatever. If this was Saile, was Kevin De Bruyne, Silva, whoever, De Bruyne, Fernandes, anyone who has top talent, passing ability, they would never pass Ranga. Because Ranga, where is he going behind that striker? He's closing his view for the pole. That is my issue with Ranga. Ranga's positioning and his runs are terrible and he's slow. So, yeah, and the other option would be that Saile passed Modi, but Modi also arrived late. So, by the time Saile passed Modi, those defenders would have closed Modi down, making his angle a bit harder. So, who had the better chance of this whole opportunity? It's Ranga if he forced the run. He was meant to run behind that defender who was going after Saile. It was gonna be an easy tap in. And yeah, this view I'm showing you again this view to show you that, yeah, I said Ranga, why is he running at the back of this guy? He was meant to be in the middle of them, run, cut through in the middle, tap in, goal. That is what top quality strikers do. But Ranga, and the reason why I say he should have done this, right, is that if Ranga runs through the middle, he forces that defender that's at the top to follow him. Meaning, what does that mean? It means that Umodi now in this frame would have more chance, meaning that the space would open up for Modi because Ranga would have taken away that defender at the top, opening a free space for Umodi to also get an easier chance to score. But yeah, now next play. In this play, I wanted to show you that in this play, we have the ball and Udove is telling Ungobo to go and occupy the space that is open by Uhlanti, because Hlanti moved away from the line to open space at the top. But what does Ngobo do? Ngobo doesn't go to that line. Ngobo stays in the middle. My issue with Ngobo, and you're gonna see this throughout my whole thing, and I'm gonna highlight it. Ngobo hides behind Polokwane City defenders, meaning Guti, when our players have the ball, they don't know how to pass to Ngobo because Ngobo is standing behind the player. So it's like Dove at this moment, he can't pass through this player that's in front of him. He needs Ngobo to open up in a position where he can find him. So if Ngobo went out wide, he was going to pick a pocket. And then Matt as well was meant to, when Ngobo goes out wide, Dove finds Ngobo. Matt then runs into that space where that's in the middle, that's open. It starts opening up play. Another thing I wanted to highlight in this game is how many our players are standing next to Polokwane players. They're not making movements. When I say making movements, we have the ball. Why are we standing with Polokwane City players? Let's move. It's about chess, guys. You move your players around. That's what I'm trying to highlight in all of this. Let's go to the next one. Here, Ranga gets got past the ball by Modi. Got past the ball by Modi, and then Ranga passed Modi well. But why I'm highlighting this is two people you're going to see. It's Ranga and Nkosimpile Ngcobo. They can't get to the box. They are slow. Like, this is what I keep crying about a striker. And you know what's the thing about what irritates me about a player who is slow is a player who does not sprint. Ranga and Ngcobo always jog at a pace that is not good enough. If you're slow, you have to sprint in these moments. But yeah, you'll see. Now I'm highlighting them both in the next frame. Ngcobo and Ranga are there. Now Modi is going now. Modi is going. The only person I'll give credit here is Saile. Saile is always trying to get to the box. Yes, he's not the perfect person, but he always tries to get into the box. Next frame. Who is behind? Still the same story. Ranga and Ngcobo are way behind Modi. Modi has been delaying, pushing, giving these guys enough time to get to the box. And then Saile now is making... The other thing I wanted to say is that Saile, I often say this, Saile doesn't use his pace the right way. In this moment where Modi has the ball in this frame, Saile was meant to full speed sprint behind these two defenders. Modi was going to pass him same time. But Saile is running with a defender. I don't know why we have this thing of running with defenders. Saile is the fastest player on this pitch. No one can tell me otherwise. If Saile started moving like a bullet without thinking of whether Modi would pass him, if Saile started moving, Modi was going to pass straight in that pocket there, and it's a goal. Or at least Saile has a decent chance, but it doesn't happen. I wish the analysis takes this into account. Our players' movement off the ball is very bad. And then, yeah, in this frame, I'm showing the same thing. Ngcobo and Ranga jogging. They don't care. They want Modi to deal with 4 players, as I highlighted in this frame. Modi is dealing with 4 players. These guys are jogging like, okay, Modi, make something happen. They are not running into the box. In the next frame, then Modi ended up crossing for Saile, who is still not in the box, Ranga and Ngcobo. What I'm highlighting is these guys don't sprint into the box. They jog, and it's not just them. A lot of people, Matt, Ngcobo, even Dushabalal when he came in, same story, but I'll highlight that in the next picture. In this moment here, the next picture here, It's the goal where Modi scores. I wanted to show in this moment, Ranga actually sprinted and took away a defender. When he took away a defender from Modi, the opportunity opened up for Modi a bit more because that defender decided to follow Ranga. And when that defender decided to follow Ranga, Modi decided to take a shot and he scored. Another thing I'm highlighting, I circled Ngobo. Ngobo still hiding behind another player, Polokwane City, not making himself available. We often say Ngobo disappears in games because he hides behind these players. Again, next frame, here I'm showing you the same thing. Ngobo is still hiding. Now he's standing there. Ngobo is standing. He wants Modi to make a plan. But like now Modi, like there's no plan that Modi here had to shoot. Like if you look at this scenario, why did Modi shoot? Because there was no other option. What else could he have done? Like Ngobo is chilling behind the player. Like Modi, it will be difficult to get that ball to Nkosimpilo Ngobo. And Saile is also with the defender. As fast as he is, he's with the defender. But anyway, next frame. In this one, it's where Saile did that amazing run and ended up shooting. In this frame, I highlight two things, two important things. Mtetwa, if you're going to be in attacking area, stop being offside. This is one of two chances where you could have been in a proper position, but people don't pass you because you're in an offside position. Why can't you watch the line, my guy? Like, I don't know why Mtetwa is always offside. And then another thing I'm highlighting is the fact that Ranga is still is not in the box. Like Saile here ran from our half, ran past Ranga, ran past all these guys, got to the box, and then he had no option. Yeah, when you see Saile shooting, you're gonna be like, why did Saile shoot? Because there's barely any options. Ranga is not in the box, nothing is happening. In this moment, Ranga is meant to be sprinting and he has a tap in because Saile can find him, or any deflection from the keeper is an easy goal. Here is another frame. This is in the 64th minute. Ranga gets the ball. He passes through to Modi. I'm highlighting three players here. I'm highlighting Ranga, I'm highlighting Ngobo, I'm highlighting Matt. Our Matt and Ngobo are two number 8s, meaning that they are the guys who are meant to be sprinting to the box to add numbers in the box, which is what Castillo always does without fail. In this also thing, I'm highlighting that Ranga is about to be substituted, but as you can see, yeah, now he's done. He doesn't care. He's going. But yeah, in this frame, I'm showing you that Ngobo and Matt are meant to go and support in the box because now it's a breakthrough. When this ball goes past, it's going to be almost like a 3 against 2. Two of our cheese players, but if Ngobo and Matt sprint to the box, it can be the 4 against 3 or something like that. Next frame, Modi has passed the ball. Who is in the box? Only Saile. Who else is in the box? No one. Ranga is behind play. As usual, Ranga will never be in the box because he's slow. This is another frame I'm showing you. I keep showing you the same thing. Matt and Ngobo can't get to the box. And when we are doing these counters, we need players in the box. In this frame, you can see I keep pointing that 3 players are not going to support. So basically, Saile has to make a plan. Saile basically, this is the chance where Saile tried to kick and then like the defender basically interrupted him. What I'm showing here is that Ranga is late. There's no Nkosimpilo Ngobo in this frame and there's no Matt in this frame. In this frame, I even put a question mark to show you that if these guys get into the box, it gives Modi another option except for Saile. But these guys are not in the box. Another thing is that this is the next frame. Now Saile is taking a shot. I'm like, what if Saile hit this ball on target? This keeper saved, the ball went towards the 18-yard area as I'm circling that area. Who is there? Polokwane City players. Where is Martin Ngobo in this frame? They are not here. And this is what frustrates me the most. Next frame. Here Shabalala gets the ball, is passed the ball through to Umodi. Here what I'm showing is the difference between having Ngobo on the field and Castillo. Castillo is going to make it into the box. That is the difference between Ngobo and Castillo. Castillo here is going. If these guys played their cards right, it was going to be almost 3 against 1. But because we decided to do teka things here. Anyway, then the next frame, here Modi gets the ball. Here, Modi was meant to either, here the Modi's options were running out. You can tell that he's trying to scan who is there, who is there. But he can already see that Mtetwa is possibly offside. So he was scared to pass Mtetwa. So his next option was Castillo, which he did try to pass. But when he passed to Castillo, it was too late because Castillo was already closed down. So he had to take a shot and maybe a save or whatever was going to come back to him. But obviously, like I'm showing you here, Mtetwa is already offside. So Mtetwa, you are in a perfect position, but you're offside. You must watch your run, boy. Come on, man. And then here in this next picture, I'm showing you that Modi could have even chipped the keeper if he had a good technique, or take a shot and the keeper saves, it hits Castillo or maybe even Gonzalez. Goal. What I'm keep showing you guys and I keep telling you week in, week out is Gonzalez and Ranga are never in the box. They are our number one strikers who are never in the box. One thing I miss about Dupree, always in the box. That is what I wanted to highlight for you guys in this game. To that, I'll say this. A lot of you have been saying in the comments, have been saying that our players are not creative enough, our midfielders are not creative, our midfielders are not this and not that. And I'll tell you this, guys. Yes, our midfielders are not the best creative players. I've been highlighting in this moment to show that they're not making the right runs. They're not getting into the areas. They're not allowing us to outnumber opponents. I agree with you there. But number two, if when they do find the pass or when they do the right things, Ranga is either not in the box. Ranga is not in the box, so they can't pass Ranga because Ranga is not in the box. So then what must these guys do? Because they really can't pass Ranga if Ranga is not in the box or Gonzalez. So then what happened, what I keep trying to tell you guys is that we know our midfielders are not up to scratch at this moment. But at the same time, Ranga and Gonzalez don't help themselves with their movement. They are slow to get in the box and they don't run behind defenders. I keep in this video, I hope you guys realize when I keep highlighting Ranga is not getting into the box, that when Ranga even gets into the box, he hides behind Polokwane City players. When Ngobo even gets close to the box, he hides behind our opposition defenders. And I don't understand why. Why do they do that? Why don't they add numbers by running and breaking the line, shifting defenders, etc.? Sometimes the best move that happens in a game is the guy who never got past the ball. If you go back to Modi's goal, who created Modi's goal? Who created Modi's goal? In that moment, it was Ranga. Ranga did one thing right in this game and it resulted in the goal. What did Ranga do right? Ranga ran in between, behind the defenders. Ranga ran behind the defenders. It opened space for Modi to take a shot. Modi took a shot. If Ranga went and did his normal things of standing with defenders, he was going to hold up play. Defenders were going to start piling on. Another thing you guys would have seen in this game is that players started figuring out that to handle Modi and Saile, you just add numbers. But if Modi and Saile have numbers, it means that we need to support them in other ways. Our midfielders need to do runs behind or something to support them. Matt was off in this game. I already highlighted that in other videos. Matt was off. Ngobo, I also say was off. Ngobo was hiding behind all these guys. Ngobo, you know what? I have to be honest in this game. Number one, I always say Mdu Shabalala is meant to play number 8. Number two, the most important thing with Ngobo is that I say Ngobo is a lucky player. When I say Ngobo is a lucky player, is that he's lucky that we as Chiefs fans know his potential and we love him. Because if we didn't know of what his potential is and we didn't love him, Ngobo was going to be sitting bench. Because Ngobo does not add numbers into the box. Ngobo does not add numbers into play. Ngobo hides behind players. Ngobo never finds a way to avail himself. He never takes a responsibility as a midfielder that we trust. He never does it. And that is my problem with Nkosimpilo Ngobo. Take responsibility, Ngobo. You are the most creative player in the box. What is the difference between Ngobo and a player like Tiko Modise? Tiko Modise was never the fastest player in the field. Never. Tiko was not a fast player. But Tiko made sure to always occupy dangerous spaces. Diko always made sure to give people problems. That is what Diko Modiso always used to do. 110%, I can tell you that. Amakhosi for life, please tell me what you think about these players and the things that I've highlighted. Let me know what you think. Thank you for all the support. It's December. We've got 2 more games to go in December. And it's Richards Bay and Sikukune. These are games we have to win. I won't lie. We have to win them. Amakhosi for life.